Hello and welcome to the new series on my channel, Movies and a Bang. The series on my channel, I'll be reviewing movies while doing a mukbang. Today we're going to be reviewing the movie Awake. It's a 2021 movie starring, his name is Noah Aurier. Can't really pronounce it right, but he's not even a new actor. He had things under his belt, like he was on Bailey in the Medea movie when he was younger, and he played a dude named Jet on Sam and Cat. It was in the final episode. He was wearing a wig. It was this whole thing. But there's also a supporting actor that's also kind of the lead. Colton Stewart. He's not new either. He was in Disney Channel's The Swap. Not a good movie. And he was also in Disney Plus's movie Sneakerella. So they both got some acting under their belts. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into our review. And for our bang, we got spaghetti and we got 5 cheese toast. So the movie starts off, he's having a dream. He's walking along train tracks. He finds a box in a field, and in that box there's this bracelet, and it got the number 22 on it. Now keep in mind, 22 is kind of important. They drop it halfway through the movie, but I guess it's kind of explained, not really. But anyways, he wakes up from his dream. He's talking to the priest at the church about the stuff because his brother committed suicide. After he leaves the therapist office, we cut to his mom, his sister, his stepmom, his sister, and his sister's grandma. They're in the car. They left the store. The sister, she's kind of bossy.
There's a problem. Of course.
Her name is Molly. Molly's telling her mom that they forgot something on their list, but she can't think of what it is. The grandma's kind of, everybody in this movie is kind of annoying and rude for no reason. But the grandma's just like, oh, here she goes. She's starting again. But we find out that the little sister is the one planning a wake that they're having for Mitchell 8 months after the funeral. I thought you're supposed to have those things like right after or right before. I've never been to one. But it's 8 months later. She's finally planning one because she thinks that it'll help put them to rest better than what they did at the funeral. So they text Mason because they forgot the candles. So they're just like, go pick up the candles. So we cut to a guy named Jameson. He's getting ready to go to the wake. He was invited. So he heads out. He tells his granddad, hey, I'm going to play basketball. His granddad's just like, oh, you haven't played basketball in months. So it's kind of hinting at something there. Like, why did you stop playing basketball all of a sudden? He wasn't just playing basketball. He was playing with some balls, but we're not going to get into that. So we pan down and we see that he's wearing a bracelet with the 22 on it. So it's kind of like it's connected. So then we have a flashback to... And this story is full of flashbacks. So we have a flashback to Mitchell asking Mason if they could switch places. And Mason's just like, oh, you haven't asked to switch in a long time. What's the reason? And Mitchell's like, I'll tell you later. I can't tell you right now. We cut again, and we see that there's this woman. Her name is Megan. She's the older sister. She's coming home for the wake after not being around since the funeral. So 8 months ago, she meets her Uber driver. There's an awkward conversation that happens between them. She wants to get out sooner. Not anything weird happens, but she wants to get a little drink before going to the wake because she knows how her family is. The Uber driver says, oh, I'll wait for you. Just take my number and text me when you're ready. I'll be sitting right here outside. She said, no, you might as well just come in and have a drink with me before we go. And so they start becoming more acquainted. They're talking. She fills a flask with some of her drink that she had because she's going to need some later. And she know there won't be any alcohol there. So before Mason goes to the store, he visits this psychic lady, and the psychic lady tells him
22.
Powerful number. Turn your dreams into reality.
I've been dreaming about it.
Dreaming? You know anything about numerology, son? The truth seeker is represented by the number 7. Now, you divide 22 by the number 7 and you get an approximation of pi. Definition of a perfect circle. But it's just an approximation, an imperfect circle. If you're dreaming about 22, you may be seeking the other half of that circle.
She gives him a crystal necklace for him to wear, and then he leaves. He goes to the store. That's where Jameson sees him at the store, because he was at the store too, but Jameson didn't say anything to him. Mason leaves the store, run into a bully, and gets beats up. They jump him, just beat him up for some reason, and we don't know the reason yet. So then we cut back to the family. They're at the house. The dad is in Mitchell's room, and the stepmom, she wants to clear it out. They don't want to clear it out because it's their son's room. They want to leave it the way it is. She's trying to get them out of the room so they don't touch anything. The dad says that, oh, he's just looking for a picture. So, Mason finally gets back home. Everyone's waiting. They see that he has a bruise on his face because he just got beat up. He's just like, no, I fell off my bike. He goes into his room. Oh, there was also a package, an Amazon package that arrived for him. He gets his package. We find out that what he ordered, it was a Ouija board. Because at the wake, he's going to try to contact his dead brother. Yeah, wouldn't be me. We have another flashback to find out why Mitchell wanted to switch so bad with Mason. So he well, we don't find out the exact reason yet, but we start to get clues to show it back up at his house and just like, Mason, can we switch places? And then he switched places so he could smash the bully's phone.
That's my phone, you dipshit! Fuck you, Andrew! Faggot, you're gonna pay for that! Dead, Mason! God damn it!
He didn't even have to do all that. He could have just did it himself, but he dragged his brother into it for some reason. So Megan arrives at the house. Her stepmom and her, they don't get along. Apparently, Megan said some things at the funeral to her. We don't know what those things were exactly. They never tell us. But she is pretty good with her. It's not her grandma. It would be her grandmother-in-law. Something like that. Grandma-in-law, step-grandma, something like that. So they're good. They hug. Jameson shows up.
Are you the pastor?
No, I'm Jameson.
Hello, Jameson. How can I help you?
I'm here for the wake.
Then we have another flashback where we kind of get the answer. The flashback reveals that Jameson and Mitchell were dating. And they hung out in secret at the house whenever Mitchell's family was gone. So only Mitchell, Mason, and Molly knew about Jameson and how he would come over and hang out with Mitchell. But then we also find out that Mason and Mitchell's parents are a bit on the racist side. That's why they were judging Jameson the moment they saw him, because it's just like, oh, he's an African American. Apparently, he's just a strange boy that shows up out of nowhere. So they're also conservative, so they didn't know that Mitchell was gay. So then Mason sees Jameson and Mason sees Jameson. He wants to know where Mitchell is because Mitchell stepped up for a moment and Jameson was watching Molly. Then Mason found Mitchell in the bathroom popping pills. They got into an argument. Jameson was being a little nosy, walking throughout the house to find them while they were arguing. And pills spilled on the ground everywhere. Mitchell's trying to pick it up. The stepmom accused Jameson of getting Mitchell into drugs.
You don't know what he's after.
I'm not sure I know what you're driving at, Vanessa.
Didn't you ever wonder how Mitchell got into drugs in the first place?
She don't know. She's just going off of him being black. And they're talking about it in secret, but they're still trying to be nice because the grandma's just like, oh, be nice, he brought cupcakes. So the grandma, she started off kind of, she started off a little on the iffy side, but she, throughout the movie, she's coming around. She's becoming a better character than everybody. The pastor and his wife arrives, and Megan starts stirring the pot.
Well, if it isn't the man of the hour. Hello, Pastor Rob.
Hello, Megan.
Thank you for your condolences, Sheila.
We're happy to be with family at this time, Megan.
You know, Sheila, it's a good thing you finally came along because for years I had targeted Pastor Rob for myself.
She starts flirting with the pastor. Before the gathering starts, Mason and Jameson is in his room. We get another flashback again with what happened before Mason asked for Mitchell to switch places. So, before Mitchell asked Mason to switch places. So he goes to visit Jameson.
What's wrong? Nothing. I just really wanted to see you. I was sleeping. I'm sorry. Did you bring me anything? Yeah. No. I'm just feeling like shit. What'd you bring me? Just a couple of ibuprofen. That's it. I don't want to get involved, Mitch.
So he pops the pills then and there, no water, no nothing. And Jameson, he's looking away, can barely look at him. And Mitchell's like, oh, don't judge me. I'm trying to quit. I want to quit. Just not right now. Then they hug, they kiss. The bully that beat up Mason early in the movie, he snapped a picture of them. So it's just like, oh, I'm gonna out you to the whole school. Just like, but something I never got. I never got why the bully was even there in the first place, just randomly in somebody's backyard and snapping pics. So that says more about you than somebody else. It's just like, hey, you want to try this? I'm gonna contact my brother and see if I can talk to him on the other side. Jameson is like, I don't want to do it, but Mason's just like, oh, it requires two people. I can't do it without you, so can you just do this for me? So they do the Ouija board rule, and he's like, oh, is anybody there? The piece moves to yes. He's just like, is this Mitchell? The piece moves to yes again. Jameson's just like, oh, I don't want to do this. Mason's like, no, you can't stop now. I need you. So then he asks, are you mad at anybody? And Jameson's just like, oh, don't ask that. Why would you ask that question? And Mason's like, oh, I just want to know. And before the piece can move, Jameson takes his hand off, just breaking all the rules. You ain't supposed to do that if you're playing the Ouija board. That's how you open doors. You ain't supposed to open. But Jameson gets up. The piece starts moving. Mason's calling out to the piece like it's gonna move on his own or something. But nothing happens. Then he grabs Jameson's hand, just like, come on, we need to finish this. And Jameson's just like, look, you look like my boyfriend because you was twin. You got on his shirt the last day he was alive. It's just like, I can't even look at you right now. The gathering starts, everybody's lighting a candle and sharing a story. The stepmom goes first. Actually, no. Molly goes first. She gives her speech. The stepmom goes second. And she's just like, oh, Mitchell was always in arts and crafts. And he made this bracelet with 22 on it. So there was that second bracelet. And it finally shows up again after all this time. Jameson steps in and he's just like,
I made that bracelet.
So then the stepmom's just like, oh, well, it's a nice bracelet that you made, Jameson. Everybody's kind of ignoring what that insinuated. So then Jameson goes next. And like the truth is slowly starting to come out. He's just like, oh, when I moved here, I had nobody. Then I found Mitchell. We started spending a lot of time together and he made me feel good about myself. He's still loving my life, this, that, and the third. And the pastor starts to step in. It's just like, look, this ain't a place for confessions. We don't confess our sins during this time. We're here to share good memories. And everybody starts cutting Jameson off like, move on, next person. So then Mason and Megan steps in and they're just like,
It's not okay. I didn't even know Mitchell had anyone in his life. You seem lovely, and it's really nice to meet you.
That's when Megan starts to get mad at people like, oh, y'all don't want the truth. You just want to live in your fantasy. So she starts spilling the tea, spilling receipts, bringing up the last voicemails, Mitchell Center. And everybody's just like, stop doing this. Why you doing this, Megan? You should have stayed gone. Megan reveals that on the first voicemail.
Megan, where are you? I'm in trouble. God, I miss you so much. I wish you hadn't moved to the city. I really messed up and I need you. God, just please call me back. I don't know what I might do.
It was after Mason said that he was done with Mitchell. That was his last day alive. Mitchell called Megan that night and was just like, oh, I need help. I just want the pain to stop. I want the pain to go away. I need to see you. Can you come here? Megan's out of town. She's hours away. She ain't gonna make it in time. But then he sent a second voicemail, and then he's just like,
Hey, it's me again. Yeah, you can ignore that last message. I'm better now. I'm just gonna go to sleep. I love you, Megan.
he overdosed. He dead. Molly's the one that found his body. She walked in, saw him dead on the bed. Megan runs in because she traveled all that way that very night to try and see him and what's going on because he was in distress. He was on the phone crying and stuff. Then all of a sudden, it sounded good. So clearly something wrong there. So then the pastor leaves because it's just like, oh, this is a family matter. I'm here if you need me, but I'm going to head out because he didn't want to be involved with it. Mason tells his stepmom that he doesn't like her, that she never allowed anybody to feel a certain way that she didn't like, this, that, and the third. Megan goes off on people. Jameson leaves because just like, I don't need to be in this. This ain't got nothing to do with me. Mason follows Jameson. Megan talks to the dad. They have a heart-to-heart.
I love you. And Mitch loved you.
Nobody talks to the stepmom. They just left her out of the equation. I don't even know where she went. It's like a 3-bedroom house, and she just, no, it's a 4-bedroom house. She just disappeared somewhere. So, Megan, while she's having a heart-to-heart with her dad, he's just like, I'm sorry, you were gone for so long, and I was mad at you for that. But then he says that he loves her, and she walks out. She runs into the grandma and Molly, and the grandma's just like, maybe you should stay gone again. And it's just like, I just got back. I've been gone for 8 months. This is my first day back, and you already want me gone again. But she was really stirring the pot, so understandable. So they said, you should stay gone again. So she walks out. The grandma tries to cheer up Molly and have fun because the grandma, before Megan leaves again, the grandma's just like,
If what you say is true, then Mitch has a very big problem in the afterlife. You don't want that, do you?
Of course not.
So let it be an accident.
the whole thing of y'all don't want to remember someone for who they were. You want to remember your version of who they are. But it's just like, let it stay an accident. Letting it stay an accident doesn't change what happened. It's just gonna make you feel better. Let's see. The stepmom walks out. She sees the grandma and Molly having fun together, mixing up all the snacks they weren't eating. And she's just like, why do I even try? And she walks out again like, she doesn't change at all. Everybody's having their heart-to-hearts and spilling emotions, and she just the same. So let's see. After all that happens, Megan texts her Uber driver. He comes to pick her up. He's outside. They outside, probably in a parking lot because they ain't moved nowhere. Like, I don't even know. Megan just got a bunch of stuff going on. Mason takes Jameson to his brother's grave. And They bond over both of their parents' death because we find out that Mason and Mitchell lost their mom when they were younger, which is why they got a stepmom now because their dad remarried. And Jameson lost both of his parents before he moved to town, which is why him and Mitchell bonded so well and eventually got together.
I said things. You know what? Fuck you, Mitch. I'm so fucking done with your shit. And I pushed him away and then he was fucking gone.
So then Mason starts crying, he hugs Jameson, they become closer, really, and then Megan shows up with the Uber driver, and she's just like, what are y'all doing out here? And so they talk for a minute, she apologizes, he says, no, I understand what you've been through, this, that, and the third. So then Mason's just like, text everybody to come here so we can finish having the wake at his gravesite. Everybody else shows up. The grandma's just like,
Aren't you gonna come?
I've made my peace. You go.
you should stay too, Jameson, because you were part of his life too. You should get there, share whatever you want to share. Everything was all good. They light the candles. They finished the ceremony. Then we have it might be another dream, or I think it's another dream. I never say, but it's Mitchell. No, it's Mason walking on the train tracks again, like the beginning of the movie. But this time is Mitchell following behind him, and he's just like, "Oh, so I was able to reach you when I stopped trying to reach you," and that's how it ends. Yep. That's how it ends. I want to say it's not a bad movie. It got good actors in it. A lot of them, they was in a lot of stuff before this. Like I said, the two main leads, the actors for Mason and Jameson, they were in a lot of stuff. Jameson was in Disney stuff. No, the actor for Jameson, what's his name? Colton. He was in Disney stuff, and the actor for Mason, Noah, he was in a Tyler Perry movie and a Nickelodeon TV show. He was also in some other stuff too. So the acting is not bad. It's really good, for a Tubi movie. So yeah, that was the video for today. If you like this video, we might do more. We'll see how this one performs. I got a second channel. This one might be posted on my second channel. It might be posted on my first channel to see how well it does. But yeah, new video for 2024. More of these might be coming.